anyways. All right, we'll get started. Okay, so you're gonna just make sure you have your ball handy, and we're gonna stretch first, okay? Because I haven't been here in 3 weeks.
So good.
I'm kind of scared. Okay,
Actually,
we're
4 weeks.
yeah, I know, how scary. Okay, but I have been exercising because I've been moving. Okay, so we're gonna lay on our sides, and you're going to just let your knees bend comfortably, like you're kind of sleeping in your bed. And then we're gonna go, hands are behind the head, interlace the fingers, elbows can touch here in front. And then take your inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to open that top elbow, rotate around, look toward the elbow, and just kind of settle into the stretch, relax. And then take an inhale here, exhale, pull the belly tight, close the elbows. And we'll go 2 more like that, and we'll add on to this. And just that big opening in the front of the chest. And that kind of rotation. So as I twist to my right side, I'm trying to push my right hip forward. And then close the elbows. We're going to extend the arm long, straight from the shoulder, forward, out, away from the shoulder. You're going to open that top arm up, rotate around. Let that arm kind of be weighted so you get a bigger twist. And then close it up. And let's inhale this time as we open, pushing that top hip forward and exhaling. I'm going to have you do 1 more because this feels good, right? Hopefully.
Yes.
Be careful. So shoulder, bottom shoulder is staying down, head is down. And then we're going to come back forward. And I'll have you guys flip sides, okay? So you're still facing me and I can face forward. And then again, we'll do it on the other side. So comfortable, resting the head on the bottom arm, knees are bent. Take the fingers, interlace behind the head, and then the elbows are forward, and you're gonna open that top elbow. So the first time I do it, I'm kind of a little hesitant. And then exhale, bring it in. And inhale, open. So I just try to kind of let that top elbow maybe open up a little wider as I get into this stretch. And 1 more like this. I feel like I haven't been talking in a long time. And exhale. And then pause here, extend that top arm forward, straight from the shoulder, palm down. And then open it up and let the weight of that arm kind of make that twist a little deeper. And exhale, come forward. And we'll go 1 more time back. And exhale, come forward. I'm going to have you guys roll onto your backs. Okay, knees are bent, feet are comfortable in line. Let's open the feet wide, okay? And maybe as wide as your mat, knees are open and feet are kind of external. You're going to keep your feet where they are. Your arms are comfortable. Let's open up the arms wide to a T, palms up, shoulders down. And you're going to drop those knees to one side, but don't move the feet. When you get into that twist to one side, push the top hip forward or away from the body, pushing that top knee down toward the floor, and then come back to center on that exhale. Inhale, drop the knees the other way, push the top hip, push it away. And we'll go 2 more each side, okay? So we're just getting some rotation, loosening up the spine. And then that top leg is kind of pushing down toward the ground or the floor, and you're pushing that top hip away. And we'll go 1 more each side. And then nice and slow, we'll go 1 more to the other side. And then come back to center. I'm going to have you guys extend your arms up to the ceiling. Make sure you're on your mat, you're centered. We'll just roll up and we'll stay up when we get there. So shoulders down, take that inhale. As you exhale and start to tuck the chin to the chest, the arms lower. Now reach for those toes, pull the belly back. Yes. And forward fold, grab your ball. Bring the ball to the top of the feet, okay? So as you press into this ball, just a tiny press, pull the belly, the ribs back, and even let those shoulders come up to the ears. So you're in this big curl. Now hands are on the outer part of the ball. You're going to extend the arms, flatten out the spine, reach, pull those shoulders down, and come up nice and tall. Sit up tall, hands come down, ball comes down to the top of the legs. Push it forward. Little gentle press into the ball as you pull the belly back. Try to open up that low back. And then extend the spine, extend the arms, drop the shoulders, come up tall. And then one more time like that. Hopefully this feels good. Hopefully. Press it forward. Pull the belly back and try to really curl down that low spine right above the pelvis. Lengthen the spine, reach the ball away, come up nice and tall. And we're going to start some work. Okay, so knees are bent. All right, you're comfortable. You're seated as tall as you can. So sitting bones down to the floor. Also, if you need something under your tailbone, do it now. I'm thinking of both of you guys. Okay, sit up tall. You can roll your mat underneath you if you want. Yeah, that's what I would try. Just try or grab one of those pads in the box. I want you comfortable. Okay. So you're nice and tall. For ladies, scoop the belly, round the spine, reaching the ball forward. Drop those shoulders down, pull the belly down to the floor, scoop the belly back, curl up, and sit up tall on those sitting bones. Sorry, ladies. Curl it back. We'll go one more like this, then we'll stay in that curl and curl it up. So you should be coming right off that tailbone as we curl back. Try to shoot the tailbone forward. You're getting to the back of that pelvis. I'm going to take the ball in my right hand as I rotate. Try to keep those feet on the floor. Come back to center. We're going to go the other way. So one arm reaching forward, other arm reaching out to the side and back behind you. We're going to go for 4. It might be a little easy today. Maybe. We'll see. I know. It's not starting off easy. Sorry. I haven't worked out, so I have to do it. And one more time. So your pelvis is still. You're pulling the obliques down kind of as you rotate. All right, here we come. Forward, scoop the belly, sit up tall, extend those legs, forward fold, ball goes to the top of the legs. Pull the belly down, let the head kind of rest, okay? And then sit up as tall as you can, bend the knees in, slight bend. And remember, don't worry about how far you curl. So we're gonna curl it back. We're going to take the ball in the right hand. We're going to rotate around, make sure that those hips are still. Now you're going to bring that ball up overhead, bring it down forward over the knees, rotate the other way. Come up overhead, grab that ball in the other hand, rotate around, sweep it up and over, take it in the other hand, pull the belly down. Can we do one more each side? Yes, we can. Open. Up and over. When the arms come up and over, there's a little extra added weight. And here we go. Scoop the belly, sit up tall, straighten the legs, forward fold. That's why we did all that spinal twisting. I have a plan as usual. Okay, so I'm going to turn around. You guys stay where you are. Okay, I'm just going to flip around. And then if you want to see me better, you do what you need to get into this position. So you're going to sit up tall. You're going to scoop the belly, roll it all the way down. And ball comes up to the ceiling. I'm going to have you bring your knees up to a tabletop and place the ball between the knees. Okay. So from here, your arms are long beside you. Open up the collarbones and really widen those shoulders. Flat on the back side of that upper back. Arms are long. Reaching through the fingers. You're going to take an inhale. Keeping the shape of the legs, you're just going to dip the knees down. And exhale, pull them back into tabletop, okay? So as you inhale and drop those knees, remember the pelvis is trying to stay still, okay? So we're not tipping, we're not changing the shape of the spine. Oh, I'm remembering it all as I start talking. Dip, exhale, come up. We're gonna go for 3, okay? Inhale, remember the legs are just hanging there. The belly is doing the work. Keep the legs light. Here's 2, and counting good today. And last one, ribs are tight, pull them down. And hold it in tabletop, pause here. We're going to take the hands behind the head, okay? As we take our inhale to prepare, we're going to exhale, lift the chin to the chest, roll it up, and then inhale, roll it down. And exhale, elbows are wide, chin tucks, look down to the belly, try to flatten it out. Let's go for 3. And take that little pause at the top. Here's 2. And last one, hold it here. So as we roll down this time, we're going to dip the knees, roll the chest down. Exhale, knees come in, chest lifts. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 3 more. Exhale. Try to keep that neutral. There's 2. And last one. Place the feet down on the floor, hold the chest down, and pause right here. All right, we're gonna just keep the feet in this neutral, pull them in a tiny bit, almost like you're getting ready to bridge, okay? Arms are wide, palms can go up or down. Keep the shoulders connected. We're gonna drop the knees. That top foot will come off the mat, and you're just resting that top knee on the ball. And we're gonna come back to center, and we'll inhale as we drop. And exhale, use the obliques to draw the knees back. 1 more each time. Or each side, I should say. Last one. And come on to center. Keep the ball in the hands to start. Okay, so I'm gonna have you roll over onto your side. We will put the ball back into the between the knees. I want you to come kind of forward on your mat, and you're gonna rest your head on your arms. So the arm could be long, elbow can be bent. You're gonna keep that head resting and down. We're gonna place the ball at the ankles. Okay, we'll start there. All right, so my knees are now stacked on top of each other. My feet are on the ball. So I'm kind of on my ankles inside of the top foot. Get yourself in that lengthened spine position. So your kind of rib cage, little side waist there is lifted. And all I want you to do is push that top foot into the ball as you open up that top knee. So remembering we're pushing that top hip almost like we're pushing it forward. So the knee opening may not be big. Try not to make it big. You're pushing into the ball. Exhale. I can't open my knee too far without that hip rolling back. So you're pushing into the ball, squeezing that top glute, and you're exhaling as you open, inhale as you close. Exhale. We'll go for 3. Push into that ball. Keep breathing. Exhale. Did our camera stop? Exhale. Man, no, it didn't. Something came through. Okay, 1 more. I think I added too many. Pause. Bring the ball toward the knees now. Okay. And then from here, I want you to lift the ankle, pushing that top knee down toward the floor into the ball, and just lower the ankle. Exhale, open it up. So ankle is just lifting. You're keeping the shape of the legs, but you really want to push those knees together. Like you're trying to squeeze that ball as tight as you can. Exhale. Inhale, let's go for 3. And 2. And last one. And come on in. We're going to take that ball, place it behind the knee of the top leg. Okay. Just going to reposition here. So my bottom knee comfortable. Top knee parallel. So that thigh parallel, shin parallel with the floor. A little squeeze into the ball. We're going to push the ball behind us like you're trying to push that heel to the wall behind you. Pull the knee in. Exhale, squeeze that ball so it doesn't drop. You want to feel hamstrings. And you really want to squeeze that top glute as you try to keep that hip forward. Okay. So we're just moving in that hip joint. Inhaling as we come forward. Exhale as you push as far back with that heel as long as you can keep the top hip still. I'm going to go for 3. There's 2. And 1. Hold it back there. Pause here. Top hand can go to the hip or the floor mat in front of you. So from here, that top hip open, hip flexor open. Lift the knee up and drop it down. Squeeze into that ball. Knee is trying to stay right in line with that shoulder. So if I was looking from above, I would see a nice straight line all the way up that side waist. Try to keep that bottom waistline lifted. So for 4, and there's 3, and 2. knee. Try to make these as big as you can. Keep the hip as still as you can. We go for 4. Squeeze that ball. Keep the belly tight. 2 and 1. And we have to reverse it. So open it up, bring it down. Exhale as it opens, inhale down. And 4, squeezing into that ball. There's 3 and 2 and 1. And bring it in and take that break. We're going to stay here, but I want you to bring the ball between the knees. All right. So don't go big, okay? I'm on a squishy mat, so it's a little harder. So now both my knees are lined up with my pelvis, my hip, shoulder, straight line. So my knees are pointed away from my shoulders. We're going to lift the knees up and drop them down. Squeeze into that ball. So it shouldn't be a big lift here. Trying to pull the belly in. Exhale. And there's 3. And hold it up on this last one. Squeeze the ball. Release the squeeze. Knees are lifted, pointed to the wall, away from you. Go for 4. You should feel that top waistline. Oblique should be working. 2 and 1. And drop those knees. Take the ball out and we'll switch sides. Flip around. Oh, we're to grunt. All right. We start out a little slow, right? We're going to place the ball between the ankles, just trying to get some movement. Okay, knees are comfortable, head is resting, and then line up your hip with the shoulder and lift that waistline from the mat. Push the feet into the ball, open the knees. Try to keep the spine as long as you can, keeping that rib cage lifted, bottom rib cages, I should say. Want you to tighten that bottom oblique. Pushing into the ball, especially as you open that knee, and no top hip rolling forward. Go for 3 more. Push into the ball, squeeze it, try to change the shape. Like you're trying to pop it. And let's go 1 more. And bring it in. We're going to take that ball between the knees. And we're going to open up. So we're pushing the knee into the ball, top knee into the ball, as we just lift the ankle. So I want you to feel here. Lift. Okay. And can go to the hip, you can go to the floor. Push that knee into the ball, okay? Squeeze as hard as you can. Feel the inner thighs too. Let's go for 2. And 1. Good. Take the ball out, place it behind the knee. Get yourself comfortable, okay? So realign, readjust. So hips are stacked, waistline lifted. Pull the knee in with that hug of the ball, and then press the knee back. Push the heel back. Maybe trying to push the heel into the butt behind you, your butt. Press back, squeeze. And exhale. And 3. And there's 2, squeeze. And 1, hold that knee. Open up that top hip, that hip flexor, lift the knee up and lower it down. Lift it up. Lower it down. Remember the ribs. Don't let the ribs pop open. Try to keep that knee lifting in line with your shoulder. Squeeze that ball. Feel more work. 3. Belly tight. 2. And 1. Hold it up there. Pull it into the shoulder. Drop the knee to the floor. Big circles, keeping the hips from rolling or moving or tipping. So you have to keep that abdominal area as tight as you can, and you're going open, external, internal as you bring the knee down. 2, 1, and reverse it. So open it up, and knee presses down as it comes in. Squeeze the ball, don't forget that. And last two. And one. And pause. We're going to take that deep fall between the knees again. Back and forth. And then line those knees up with the shoulders. So opening up that hip flexor area, knees are pushing back behind you. This is not big. You're going to lift and lower. You're trying to keep that waistline as light as you can. Push those knees back. So I want you guys to open up. So press your knees back behind you. Yes. Push them back farther. Yes. Line them up. Straight line here. Yes. I know. It's a mental game, right? And two. And hold those knees up and squeeze into the ball. Squeeze. Squeeze. Belly tight. Ribs lifted. 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop the knees down and rest. Okay, everyone good? All right, let's do some undoing. Well, maybe. All right, so I'm gonna get into my laying down, back to the floor, shoulders open. I'm gonna keep the ball in my hands, okay? And I'm reaching my hands up to the ceiling. My feet are placed in line with my sitting bones, and I'm going to bridge up from here. We're going to go 4 bridges, just regular bridges. So exhale, let the tailbone tip back, and then peel up 1 vertebrae at a time. Arms are reaching to the ceiling. Pull those shoulders to the mat. Squeeze the butt. Reach the knees away as you roll down 1 bone at a time. And exhale. Roll it up. Squeezing the glutes. And then releasing. Exhale, pushing down into the feet. Hold it up here. I'm going to reach my arms overhead. Okay. So I'm reaching the ball away. I'm pulling my shoulders to the mat. I'm going to reach my knees across the room or over my toes as I roll down. My ball is coming back up to the ceiling. Arms reaching up. Exhale, roll it up. Ball comes overhead. Push those knees over the toes as you roll down, reaching the arms away. And then back up to the ceiling. Shoulders are down. Exhale. Arms come up overhead. Mine have to bend a little to get under that bar. So from here, you're reaching the arms away. You're pushing down into the earth with the heels. We're going to release the glutes lower halfway. And push down and squeeze to lift up. Inhale, lower. Ball is above the head. Squeeze it up. And exhale. Push down. Squeeze the butt. You should feel hamstrings, glutes. 1 more. Reaching the arms away. Roll it down. And arms come back up to the ceiling. Okay, we're going to take the ball. We'll place it behind the right knee. Okay. So you're hugging into that ball. So you should feel a little hamstring here too. I've got a flex to my foot. My left foot is planted on the floor. And the other one is kind of in that tabletop where the knee reaches to the ceiling, but I'm pulling my heel toward my foot. I'm going to roll up into my bridge. And I'm going to hold it here. So I want you to try to keep both hips level with the ceiling. So you're pushing down into that opposite foot, squeeze into the ball. Just lower the knee down a tiny bit and exhale, pull it up. Trying to keep the hips still so the belly is tight. Squeeze. And don't go big here. You don't want to arch that low back. Okay, we're squeezing. 3, 2, 1. Hold that knee up and pause. Remember the hips. Keep them still. Open. Close. Inhale. Go for 3. Come on. And 2. I want you to work that butt. And last one. Roll it down. Take a break and switch sides. Oh, yes. So it's really funny. The leg with the ball doesn't get as much work. It's that stabilizing leg, okay? The biggest part of this is to keep those hips as still as you can. So I'm in that bent knee, left knee, flex my foot, roll it up into a bridge. Try to get yourself kind of organized before we start to move. So really push down into the heel of the foot that's on the floor. Dip the knee. Exhale, pull it up. Inhale, dip. Exhale up. Hips are trying to stay still. Don't let that opposite, that leg that's moving, don't let that hip dip. 2, squeeze into the ball. 1, pause here, open to the side. Exhale. You should feel the opposite kind of really deep oblique around that hip, working to push down. 2, 1, hold it here, roll it down. Take the ball out for a minute and let's stretch. So I'm going to put that ball up, away, somewhere where I can grab it in a little bit. I'm going to pull my knees into my chest. Rock side to side. Trying to get everything, ladies, everything. But I think I always leave Cindy with arms. Sorry. And pause here. I'm going to have you extend one leg, but let's put it over, or a foot on top of the ball. So my left leg is on top of the ball. We're only stretching, so don't get scared here. Stretch that leg out. So you're just resting that top leg or that extended leg. And we're going to pull that opposite knee in. And I'm trying to keep it lined up with that right side. I'm going to take my hands behind my leg. I'm going to unfold my leg, stretch up. And I like to pull that hip down, press into that ball with the other foot as you draw that leg closer, or other leg. And bend. And stretch. Draw it a little closer and bend. And we're going to add that flex. Flex the foot. You'll feel a bigger stretch all the way up, kind of from that Achilles up through the calf. And then bend that knee. And we'll switch sides. So right leg now for me, foot is on top of the ball. I'm just extending the leg. So it's underneath, almost by calf. I'm going to pull my left knee in and breathe. And then that little push into that leg that's extended. So you're pushing into the ball. Now stretch out that opposite leg. Pull that hip down. I'm going to keep a comfortable angle to start, okay? So one more stretch. Draw it in a little closer. Bend. And stretch it out again and add that flex. And breathe. And bend. And pull that ball in. We are going to come into a quadruped position, okay? So we won't stay on our knees for very long, but if you want to keep your mat rolled up, do that. All right, so we're going to go into this kneeling, or we're kneeling on the ground. We're trying to find kind of that lined up position. So knee under hip, arms, feet, or sorry, toes curled. And then my fingers are really spread apart as wide as I can, okay? And I like to use the heel of my hand, but a little bend in the elbows too. So this is going to be upper back as well as other stuff. All right, so from here, I want you to squeeze, hug the ball, pull the belly in. Now push down into the toes and lift the knees. Thinking table, okay? I want your spine as long as it can be, your shoulders pulling down, away from the ears. You're holding, squeeze that ball, pull the belly in, pull the ribs in. Just hang on. Quads are working here too. Push away from the floor, open those shoulders up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And set the knees down, untuck the toes, sit back to your child's pose. Reaching the arms away. My chest is kind of resting on the ball or my rib cage. And then shift back into that quadruped position, line yourself up, tuck the toes. We're going to lift those knees, but I want that squeeze of the ball. So you're hovering the knees, you're pulling your belly in, okay? And from here, you're going to squeeze and pulse the ball. But I want you to take a really big pause as you squeeze. So let's go for 2 breaths to squeeze, and then that release. And exhale, shoulders pulling down, collarbone wide. And we'll go for 3. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And release it. Here's 2. Belly tight, squeeze. And 1 more, hold it. Hold it here, squeeze it, little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, knees drop down, untuck the toes, sit back. Little bit of arms, little. All right. And breathe. And then let's roll through the spine. Come into that quadruped. We'll take the ball out, tuck it somewhere where you can have it handy. Okay. And we'll come down to our forearms for this one. So we're going to come down, forearms, fingers spread apart or clasp, whatever feels good. We're going to come up into a plank, okay, a full plank, not a hovering knee plank. So crown of the head reaching away, shoulders pulling down, toes are tucked, lift the knees and hold it. So if you need to modify here, you can come down just to the knees, lift the feet up if you don't want to get into this position. Try to distribute your weight equally between the feet and the elbows. Okay, here comes that fun one that's always kind of hard for everyone to get. But I want you to drop your chest down and pull your shoulders together behind you. And then push away from the floor, rounding the upper back. So this is your upper back work for the day. Inhale, dip. Exhale, push away. Keeping the belly tight. Nothing is moving in the spine. You're just shifting or kind of sliding. One more. Drop the knees down. Hands come down. Push yourself back to a child's pose. And rest. If you want to open up the knees wider, drop the chest deeper to the floor, forehead down. We have one more fun thing to do here. Okay? Fun. It's going to be fun. All right. So from here, I want you to tuck the tailbone, pull the belly up from the floor, round the spine, coming through like a wave, kind of wave through that vertebrae. Stay down on the knees, lift the chin. Okay, we're going to go chin to chest. Push away from the floor, rounding the upper back, curling that spine, pulling the tailbone to the forehead, sit back, flatten the spine out, drop the chest. One more time. Tucking the tailbone, pulling that low belly up, rolling through the spine, and then lifting the chin, and we'll pause here. So I'm going to have you come back to your forearms. That was our little break. All right, you're going to extend those legs, get into your plank as gracefully as you can. Okay, elbows are under the shoulders, neck is long. I am going to drop my right hip as I shift my heels to the right, dropping my hip kind of to the mat and resting on my right arm, extending my top left arm long. This is so fun. And then bring it back down to the forearms. And you can definitely go long arms here. Forearms is too much. Dip the heels opposite. Get yourself balanced. Reach that top arm to the ceiling. And then come back down. Next time we flip or shift to the other side, my left arm reaching to the ceiling, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to dip my hip to the floor. And I'm going to round it and pull my belly in. And 3. And 2. And 1. Oh, you can do it. And come on back down to that left forearm, left elbow. Shift those heels back. Reach that top arm up. Dip the hip. Push it up to the ceiling. So think, make a rainbow as you lift. And 2. Bottom oblique is working. Last 1. Forearm to the mat. Knees down to the floor. Shift back into that child's pose. And take a break. You did beautiful. All right. And around through the spine. Come on up. And we're going to lay down on our sitting bones. How's everyone doing? Do I look a mess? Okay, we will stay off our tailbone. So hang on. I want you to extend the legs long, sit up tall. We're going to do those roll downs, okay? We need to practice, or I do. So arms reaching, hands on the outside of the ball. Get a little squeeze. Take that inhale. Your back is up against the wall. Exhale, tailbone tucks. Roll it down, pull those shoulders down, looking at the ball all the way down. Arms come up to the ceiling. Okay, you start in that neutral spine, take an inhale. Exhale, chin to chest. Arms start to lower, roll it up, pull the belly back right here as deep as you can, and sit up tall. 2 more, okay? Roll it down. Nice and slow. Head goes down, arms go up. Last one, chin to chest. Roll it up, pull the belly in, and sit up tall. Okay, ladies. Isn't that fun? I'm gonna have my right foot on top of the ball. Actually, no, both feet. Sorry, both feet. Trying on the kind of apex of the ball. We're gonna press the ball in a second forward, but first we're gonna sit up tall, find your sitting bones. Curl it back, and as you curl, extend those legs long. Shoulders down, pull the knees back in, curl up, sit up tall. Sorry, tailbone ladies. Curl it back, push it forward, pull it in, curl it up. We'll stay down this next time. Curl, press the ball forward and pause. So my arms are reaching. I'm just gonna bend my knees, pull the ball in, press it away. Pull it in, press it away. So everything in that upper body from the tailbone up, staying still. Belly is tight. Exhale as you pull in. 2 more. And last one. Extend those legs long. Roll it down. Take a break, okay? That was really good. All right. Was it good? All right. Wrap the feet on the outer part of that ball. Bend your knees and just hang on here. Okay, we're going to dip the knees to the right. Shoulders are open. Belly tight as you dip. That top, my left foot just resting. So we're just stretching here. Exhale forward. Or back to center. Inhale. So that top foot just rests on top of the ball as you twist to the left. And then bring it back. And then other way. And exhale. We're going to bring the feet up to a tabletop or knees to a tabletop. Keep the ball where it is. Okay, so you're going to stay in this tabletop and we're going to dip the knees to the right. So my shoulders are open, my ribs are down. And as I tip, that left hip comes up, but not that left shoulder. Now squeeze the ball as you pull it back to center and rest and let go of the squeeze. We'll go the other way. Inhale, comfortable feet on the ball. Exhale, squeeze to pull it back. Inhale, dip, no squeeze here. Exhale. Inhale, dip the other way. Exhale, squeeze, pull it back. We're going to add something to this. So as you dip to the right and you're squeezing into the ball now, dip the knees down, pull them up, and bring it back to center. Inhale as you drop the knees. Tip or dip the knees, pull it up, and back to center. We'll stay on the right side here, okay? So my left hip is lifted, my shoulders are square with the ceiling, ribs down. I'm going to dip the knees down, pull them up, stay on this side. Inhale. Exhale. Keep a squeeze on the ball. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Let's go for 2. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And bring it back to center. Let's go the other way. Dip those knees. Top hip lifted, shoulders down. Toes dip down, pull them up. So you're just right hip lifted, squeezing into the ball. Inhale, my ribs are pulling in. Nothing changing in my spine. Just that hinge. And 2. Exhale up. And last one. Come back to center. Set the feet down. Let's take the ball out from between the ankles. We have one more thing to do. All right, so we're going to come up with our kind of shoulder blade area, middle of the shoulder blades on the ball. Okay, so we'll stay down on the floor, not on our tailbones. And we're going to find the place that works for us under our upper back, right? Kind of thoracic spine. So from here, I'm just going to support my head. And I'm going to stretch first, okay? So you find here where that ball should go. As you open up the chest, let the head fall, but I want you to support that head with the hands, okay? And then as you exhale, You're gonna lift chin to chest, pull the ribs together, and we're just gonna stretch again 2 more times. So find that big stretch where it feels good for you, kind of opening up those elbows, and exhale, pull it. And inhale. And exhale. And we're gonna stretch over the ball. We're gonna pull our knees to a tabletop. And from here, we're gonna do our chest lift, but I want you to curl the spine down toward the floor. And then inhale, lengthen the spine, but neutral. So don't let the ribs pop open. Exhale, pull the spine down to the floor. So we're just curling in this position, trying to push the vertebrae down, pulling the ribs down, but keeping the knees and the pelvis still. And one more. And if you want to stay down, you can. So here we go, chest down, dip the knees. Exhale, pull it in and round and curl. So the last time we did this, we were in that neutral spine. Now we're trying to get that big, deep curl. So for 4. Got 2 more. I'm not pulling on my head. My elbows are wide. Curl. Last one. Set the feet down. Roll the ball down to that back of the neck area. Okay, so where your neck kind of curls, put that on top of the ball. This is a stretch, okay? So if you got necky here, hopefully this will help with a little release of that. All right, so I'm comfortable on the ball and just resting. I'm gonna try to keep a little push into the back of my head. So I'm pushing into that ball, and I'm trying not to let the ball roll away as I dip one ear toward the mat or the floor. And that little bit of pressure in the ball helps with the stretch. I'm going the other way. And if kind of dipping the chin toward the chest feels better, you might get that deeper stretch. Dipping the other way, keeping the ball kind of still underneath you. One more time to the right. Now I want you to dip the chin to the chest, circle it around, and find center. And dip the other way. And just make this as big as it feels good. So chin dips, circle up and around, and come back to center. We'll go one more time. So rotate to one side, chin dips, circle it up and around. Last one. Dip to the left, chin dips, circle it up and around, and rest. Take the ball out. And we are going to let go of that ball. Okay, so I'm going to put it away, be done with that. And we're just going to stretch in our bridge. We're not going to work so much. I want you to just get kind of that release of that low back, maybe in the spine. So shoulders are relaxed. Chin is kind of tucked, right? Maybe a fist space between the chin and the chest. Feet are comfortable. I'm going to roll up. So I'm pulling my belly down. I'm trying to keep my knees reaching over my toes as I roll up one bone at a time. So that up is just important as the down. So I'm reaching my knees, trying to stretch my spine as long as I can make it. Rolling down, we'll go 3 more. Exhale. Roll it up, squeeze into the butt. Reach those knees over the toes, keeping the shoulders nice and flat and relaxed. And last one. Just more of a stretch than too much work. And nobody's cramping, right? And roll it down and pause. Okay, extend those legs long, okay? If you need the help always with the roll up, you can put your elbows down, okay? Nobody's gonna judge. Shoulders down, take an inhale. Exhale, roll it up. We'll stay up when we come up because I want you guys to stretch. All right. So I'm gonna come into a kind of butterfly position. My soles of my feet are together and the legs can lengthen as long as you want, or you can just pull one knee in and rest the other knee and just kind of open it up, okay, if it doesn't feel good. I'm gonna pull my heels in and I'm gonna use my hands to pull myself or my spine long, all right? And as I do that, I pull my shoulders down and I'm gonna push my knees to the floor. So I'm really using my arms here to keep my spine lengthened, and I'm trying to open up kind of that inner thigh and then relax and release. We're gonna go 2 more like that. So really use your hands, pull those shoulders down, crown of the head is lined up with the tailbone, and release. One more. Push those knees down and relax. I'm gonna have you curl now. So I'm gonna wrap my hands around my toes. You can always go ankles, knees, whatever. And interlace the fingers. I'm gonna round my spine. And as I do that, I'm really trying to open up and push that low back out, open and behind me. So the low back is where we're going. And then sit up as tall as you can. Shoulders down. And exhale. And inhale. Let's go one more. Exhale. Curl. Make this your best one. Pull the navel to the spine and sit up tall. Okay, I'm going to have you just bring your right foot in front of that left. Okay, and again, legs can go out extended. Be careful of the knees. We're not going to do anything here. All right, so I'm going to have you bring your arms out to a T, sit up tall. We're going to rotate to the right, and those arms stay in this T position. Okay, so as you rotate to the right, drop the shoulders, take the left hand toward that right knee, and just pull yourself around deeper. So my right arm is reaching behind me, and I'm using my left hand to make that twist a little bigger. Now I'm going to try to stay in this twist as I extend my left arm long into that T and come back to center. Rotate the other way, shoulders pull down, opposite hand to the knee. Pull yourself around a little deeper. And you're going to try to keep this twist, open up the arms to a big wide T, come back to center. Let's go one more time. So seated tall, just kind of rotating from the ribs. Use the arm on the knee to pull yourself around, looking back to that hand. Open to a T, rotate back. Last one. Hand to that knee, press into the knee. And come on back to center, and you guys are done. 2 minutes, maybe early, a little bit. All right. I didn't want to put you through anymore. Okay, or me either. All right. Thanks for joining us today.